This conference will now be recorded.
Right. In the last session, uh, we worked on some example related to the prototype. Any questions from the solution documentation part? You understand that we may have to make some examples, we may have to make some kind of flow charts or else a kind of prototypes. It could be anything. You have to make the document understand. You have to document in such a way that the developer or your tester understand what exactly needs to be done. That's the whole intention of that, right?
Right.
So coming back here, so we started the conversation here. So you as a product owner, it is the primary responsibility of the product owner, or else you call it as a business analyst, to define the product backlog. What do you mean by the product backlog is the list of requirements and user stories which has to be delivered as part of the current release, or else a kind of the project is considered as a backlog. Everything whatever you have to deliver, it will be included in the product backlog, correct?
Right.
Right. Now,
Yes.
having said that, product backlog do include few other things also. So it doesn't mean that it will have only requirements as a list of things to deliver. A product backlog do contains PBI, it is called product backlog items. It does have the features. We discussed about the features. The product backlog may have defects. The product backlog may have some kind of technical outstanding things which you have to pick up. If you have to attend any kind of training session, or else if you have to attend any kind of knowledge acquisition related activities, those activities also you are expected to include in the backlog. So practically, whatever the team members are going to do in the current sprint, or else in the future sprints, you include that in the backlog item. Clear?
Right.
You're going to break down that features into user stories or use cases or whatever is okay subsequently. So as I was saying that, right, if you are following the waterfall method, uh, the Word document format, you have seen that, right? There is a big format where you are going to define the requirement, everything in one place. But once you are following the agile, since you are going to work in sprints, you have to break down that requirement into small user stories, and you are going to use those user stories to pick up in the upcoming sprint. So in our example, we have a lot of screens. We have, new customer creation screen, token issue system screen, or else a kind of search screen, or many other aspects. You're going to break down into those user stories. We have understood about documenting the user story and writing the user story acceptance criteria. It is the primary responsibility of the business analyst or else a product owner to document the user stories. So handling the team, managing the team is obviously going to be taken care by the Scrum Master, but documenting the user stories is something going to be taken care by the product owner. The Scrum Master may help documenting those user stories, right? Any questions up to this point?
No.
Is that clear?
Yes.
So moving ahead, so in the Confluence tool, what we understood is like a documentation place. Since it has more space, just like a Word document, we put all the examples, we put the flow charts, we put images, or else we put some kind of everything there. So the link of that Confluence you are going to tag in the JIRA, and the JIRA related information you can tag it back into the Confluence. You are going to create a cross reference between both the tools, because JIRA is a tracking tool, Confluence is a documentation tool. While you are working in the JIRA, if you wanted to see where the detailed documentation of this story or else a task is available, probably in the description or somewhere, if you are trying to give a link, You click on that, it will take you to the Confluence. So when you are trying to work on the documentation part, if you wanted to see where exactly this information is being defined in JIRA, you are going to tag that JIRA information in the Confluence. You click on that, it will take you to the JIRA. So you are going to establish the cross reference there. Clear? So even the user stories, you have two ways of doing that. You can document that user story in the description box of the JIRA. Alternatively, you can standardize the process. You can document the requirement, solution, user story, everything in the Confluence. Give the cross reference of the user story in the JIRA. So if you just go back here, let me open this. Sorry, let me open this links. Where is this JIRA access links? Let me just open this.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, any questions? In between?
No.
Nothing, right? Okay. So if I open this here, we have the backlog being defined here, right? So what we took was something like keyword based search, search based on voice command, and then there is a kind of task and selections of menu option and prices on the screen, something we have created anyway. Let's try to put it back in the backlog. As of now, we'll keep everything in the backlog. So once we start creating the sprint, we can do that. So, but if you look at this, you have a requirement, and that requirement is now uh, documented having a solution. So the solution is pretty detailed, and we will not be able to take up everything at one go. So what you do, you're again going to uh, create one more child page. So let me create one more child page. I'll pick up the same template. So I'll say that user stories for token system, something I'm giving. So I'll just delete all this template part. I want only the header part, and I want this one, this requirement, or else I'll keep only these two parts of the template. So how we are going to fill this information? Uh, Two ways I just mentioned, right? If you are typing a forward slash is something which is available on your keyboard. So forward slash, it will open up a menu. And if you type JIRA, and if you wanted to put a label or anything, if you start typing that, right, it will show you that. Alternatively, you can scroll down and see uh, what all things you wanted to use it. So many options are there. Alternatively, the same options, whatever you are able to see here, is available here on top of the screen. So you can select that, remove the slash. You can select that. You have to click here and then select this, and it will show you the list of options. Whatever it is available in that forward slash, same thing it is available there. Instead of you taking your mouse and selecting this, you can simply type the forward slash and you get to see all those options. So that's what it is you have in place. So you can use any of this option. One of the option I just wanted to show you is something I kind of, let me see, any label kind of thing is there. Decision date state, okay, text status kind of thing. So we'll say that we wanted to do it in the release phase 1. If I have to mention, I can tag that like this, phase 1. And then epic, if you have to add. So in this board, we have stories and epics related to the e-commerce portal. Since the story is ECCAT, the project is related to ECCAT. Only for understanding purpose, I'm going to create a story in the uh, what is a epic here. You can continue to the use the stories related to EasyCut going forward. So what I'll do is I'll just I know the stories or epics whatever I'm creating is not part of EasyCut. But to show you how to create this, I'm doing this. I'm saying that, let me say epic related to token issue system. So itself is a parent. You don't need to give a component description. I'm just as of now giving the same description here. And then fixed version, I want to do it in phase one. Medium label, I'll say token is one of the keyword. Appointment is one more keyword. If whatever the number of labels you wanted to add, you can add, and you can put as an assignee. I'm assigning it to myself. And sprint, I don't want to give it right now. Since it is an epic, story points are not applicable. Nothing is available. You can just click on create. That's it. You can see one epic got created. Now I'm going ahead and click on create. It's a revision for you. So first you have to verify the project. So select user story. So story is new customer creation screen is one of the story. So the parent of this is not search facility, it is a token issue system, right? And then same description I'm giving because my intention is I wanted to document everything in the JIRA Confluence. Sorry, I'll give the link subsequently. I'm assigning it to some user. Fixed version, probably I'll do in phase one. I'm selecting the priority as high. Label says new customer or customer or something called new. I'll give random labels. I'm assigning it to okay, Saif. And then since it is a story, I have to give some story points. I'll explain you what is the story point. Estimate is not required. Click on create.
This is user story, right?
Yes, this is user story. So as a user story which is being mapped to the epic. So again, one more user story I'll create. Same project, user story. I'll say story for this. And this is like issue token. Okay, token issue screen. Something I'm selecting. Parent is again the same. You see 8 is a parent. And I'm copying the same text here also as of now in the description box. I'm giving it to, okay, this myself. Okay, version is probably I'll do it in phase 2. Highest priority. Label is token again, giving some label. And then assignee is I'll give it to Sunita. And story points are right because it has some logic also. And I'll create. So I have created one epic and couple of stories. I'll delete this. I'll create this later, this print and all just to keep it clean. So I've created couple of stories with EC8 is the epic, EC9 and EC10 are the stories. I go back here. So I can attach the epic number. How to attach? Forward slash search for JIRA. You get JIRA issues or JIRA legacy, whatever. You can select this. EC dot
User story.
EC dash.
Just a quick
Mhm.
question. So user
Yes,
story
yes.
and story points are same thing or?
No, no. User story is the activity which you have to do.
Okay.
User story points indicate the complexity, big, small, or medium kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
So instead of calling it as big, small, or medium size requirement, I can indicate the complexity in numbers, right? If it is number 8, it is more big complex, more complexity. If it's 5, less complexity. If it is 3, simple. If it is 1 or 2, it is more simple kind of thing that way. Correct?
So the story points are under user stories, right?
Yes, yes. For a story, you define. See, if I ask you that you have to complete one design a screen. Naturally, you have to quantify whether it is a big or small or any other item, right? See, a simple new application entry screen, if I'm asking you to create, The complexity is 3 or 5 because simple. I just need to design a screen. That's it, right?
Right.
But if you are discussing about the token issue system, if you remember, we have to write a logic also. Like behind there is a big logic, like if you have the insurance, if you are low income group, what is the age, depending upon the location, depending upon the currency, depending upon many other factors, you are arriving at a fees. You have to write a big logic behind it. Naturally, it is bit complex, correct?
Right.
You remember, right? So naturally, you are going to give 8 story points for that, correct?
Got it.
Right.
So can you give an example of to better understand user story and the story
St
point?
story points is a big chapter.
Okay.
Okay, that's a big chapter to explain. There are different ways of arriving at a story point. Why I am giving 8, why I am giving 5 is a big chapter with lot of approaches. So that's the reason. As of now, just remember that we have to give the complexity to a story. If I'm asking you, Saif, can you do this activity? Naturally, you're going to ask me how big it is, right? So to indicate the complexity, I'm giving a number. How to give, as I was saying that, right? It takes a full session to explain you that. I'll take it probably in the next week. Okay.
Oh, got it. Got it.
Yes.
And last
Any?
question. Sorry.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Continue,
Yeah.
please.
So for example, user story is a book, and story points
hmm
are the chapters, from my
No.
understanding.
No. 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 No.
Sorry.
Epic project is a book. Okay.
Okay.
Project is a book.
Okay.
Epics are epics are chapters.
Epics are
So
chapters. Okay.
chapters,
Got it.
right?
Got it.
In a book, epics are
Okay.
probably if the book has 2 volumes, KGF1 and KGF2. That is like
Got it.
phase 1 and phase 2, right?
Got it. Okay.
So now within that you have epics. Epics are chapters, and
Got
within
it.
Epic
chapters
1, Epic
again,
2, yeah.
within
User stories.
chapters, user stories are there, which are like lessons. User stories are lessons, and
Yeah.
within that, to complete the user stories, you
Chapter,
need to do some activities, right?
chapters are epic, and from the chapter, what is the user story? I'm sorry, once again, just for my
Uh,
remembrance.
lesson. In under a chapter, you have a lesson, right? Chapter 1, you have
Yes.
lesson 1,
Yes.
lesson 2, lesson 3. So you can
Oh,
relate the
got it.
story as a lesson
Got it. Got it.
that way.
Thank you.
Yeah, great. So points are points indicates the complexity. That's it. It doesn't come under the hierarchy.
Mhm.
If I say that, Saif, can you go to airport? You'll ask me how big it is, how distance it is, how long it is to go there, how much time it will take to go there. Correct?
Right. Right.
That's a complexity there. So it doesn't come under a hierarchy. Right?
Got it.
Yes. Perfect. So I need to provide the release number. I have to tag the epic name and what is the current status. Since I'm just drafting, I'll keep it as in draft status. And then I can mention the owner. So how can I mention is if I type this symbol at the symbol, it is going to show you the list of users mapped to this project. There are 3 users mapped to this project. Sunita is one of the user. And then who is the designer? Designer is Saif, and then if I'm selecting tech lead, I'm giving some Rajesh. If somebody is writing this, I can give the name here. Or else, if multiple people are managing this, I can, mention about multiple people. Both the members are going to test it. So essentially, I can mention the names of all these members. So your team may have 30, 40 members. This requirement who is going to work is something what I'm going to mention here explicitly. And here we have a requirement, importance, JIRA issue and notes is there. So importance also you can remove. I'll do one thing. This box, if I go to the corner, it will show you this. I can delete this column. User story importance. Instead of notes, I'll write it as acceptance criteria. Okay. So here I'm going to mention importance also. Just like this, I have to mention, I have to tag that number. So / Jira. How many user stories are there? Slash EC-9. insert. Oh, the complete table is coming up. Delete this. Slash JIRA. I'll select this. EC-9. It shows up that, and I'll insert that. Okay. And then here I'll type JIRA legacy, EC10 I'm selecting. This is also the story related to this, correct? Are you getting it?
Yes.
Oh, no. Can you repeat it, please?
So what I did, I have attached in the Confluence, what I mentioned
Okay.
is we have to give the cross reference of JIRA, right?
Okay.
So I have given epic cross reference, and at the
Okay.
bottom I have given the cross reference of user stories, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Basically,
here,
you're mapping this to
yes,
Jira. Okay.
correct. I'm
Okay.
creating
Yeah.
a
Got it.
mapping to the Jira tool. So now here
Yeah.
I'm going to document the user story. As a user, there is a format for user story, right? As a user, I
Yeah.
have to, uh, uh, as a user, what I wanted to do, I can create a new customer. What is the benefit? So that I can generate an not generate, okay, so that I can create membership, membership to customer and issue the card. That is what I wanted to issue, correct?
Yeah.
In acceptance criteria, verify the results, correct? Verify all the field information is captured. Let me just increase the size of this box.
Once you're done, I just have a question.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just resizing these boxes. So verify all the field information. See, this part is a guidance to the developer, and this part is a guidance to your tester. So to the tester, you're mentioning that okay, once the development is done by the developer, you take this acceptance criteria as a guidance and verify the results. What we have to verify all the field information is captured as part of new customer creation. If the customer uh, SSN is already having record show error message, since you are trying to create duplicate customer record, something you are going to document it. Similarly, you are going to mention that as a user, as a who is the end user, as a front office person. Front office person, I should be able to create customer. I should be able to issue token. Customer can take appointment for doctor visit. That's what I wanted to do here. A lot of things to verify that. Verify the issue token system for what all things. Verify if system is generating the token with right amount for different combinations. Combinations like membership, age, insurance. These are different factors which I have given to consider. Verify system uh, allows to configure fees in different currency. So all these things essentially are going to mention here. Got it right? So you have a detailed user story is documented here. So let me say hi again here. I have to tag it anyway. Let me mention this way. Okay. So I publish probably 5, 10, 50. How many user stories you may have to create for this requirement you are going to create. See, the advantage here is I'm publishing it. So if I'm a user at any point of time, if I wanted to see some information or requirement related to the token appointment system, I can come here and I can see all this information. If I go and tag this information to probably Sunita's documents, I'll say, let me keep it here. This token appointment, I'll put it in the template so that it doesn't appear here. So template master, I'll put it under template matter. So there is one requirement we captured. What is that requirement? Under product backlog. Remember, we have to put everything under product backlog. There is one requirement called doctor appointment. This is just a requirement. If I browse through this, it will give me what is required by the customer. And if I have to see what is the solution documented, I can browse here and I can see a detailed solution with the print screens and all the information here. And if I wanted to see the user stories, if I click here and I can see all this information. So probably since I just wanted to showcase you only example, I have documented only 2 user stories and the acceptance criteria I've created here. Now what I typically do, since I have the link of this user stories, I'll take this. So one of the user story is this, right? Token issue system. In the description box, I'll simply go and map it here. More fields. Where is this description box? Mm, Releases is the development report user story. Yeah, here is the description box. In the description box, I'll give the link. So if somebody is working in this tool, they'll be able to select this page and it will take you to the Confluence. And even the other one, new customer creation. Here also in the description box, I'll give this link. Okay, I go here and save. That's it. Now the advantage is if I click here, it will take me to this page. And in the Confluence, if I click here, if I ask it to open in a new tab, it will open that corresponding user story. You got it right? That's how I usually create a cross relation between the Confluence and the Jira tools.
Conference and
Any
Jira. Okay.
questions? Any questions?
Yes,
No.
I have a question.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so basically, why are we mapping this to Jira? Okay, is it because I mean, see, an organization either could be using Confluence or Jira or both, right?
Yes, you're right. Right.
Okay, so when a company is already using Confluence and Jira, so why are we still mapping? Is it because somebody else might just pick that up from Jira? Is that the reason we are mapping this to Jira, or what is the
Required,
understanding?
right? See, if I am tracking the information in the Jira, and if I wanted to see more details, with this one liner, can you make out anything?
No.
No,
Nothing, right?
but
We
but
can't make out
but
anything.
when you click on it, I mean, it will open up everything, right?
No, it won't open up, right? So imagine I have mapped the Confluence page for 2 stories, token issue system and new customer. I have not given any Confluence link for this voice-based command. Okay. Imagine I have not created any Confluence, detailed information in the Confluence. So when I click on this search based on voice command, what is there in this? As a developer or else as a programmer, what I can make out of this? Nothing, right?
Right. So that means, I mean, then an organization should be using both the tools simultaneously.
Okay. So if I'm not using Confluence, what I
Hmm.
do, I document something in a Word document. I go and attach
To
it in the Jira.
to Jira. Okay.
Yes. So we have an option to attach, right? Whenever I click on create,
Right.
I guess it will give an option to attach this, attach drop files or browse, correct? So
Right.
I don't use Confluence. I document it in a Word or an Excel or whatever is the case. I browse and attach the document. So I have a number, and if I have to see more information, I have to open that attachment and see that.
So that
Correct?
attachment would open in Jira.
It is just a standard standalone attachment, right? So obviously you're not going to Confluence or anywhere. You're simply downloading or opening that Word document and you see that. Got it?
Still a little bit confused. Sorry about that,
Mm,
but
that's fine. But okay, let me show you that again. Say for
uh,
example, if I'm creating a story here, what is a story? Voice based command, image. I'll say image based search. Okay. So the parent for this is search facility, right? Now I have to write the description. Since the box is small, I don't want it to put everything here. So some information is documented outside the system, correct?
okay,
Mm, something like okay, AI driven patch automation, some artificial intelligence patch automation. I'm uploading this document. I've attached this, right? The
mhm,
information is attached here, correct?
mhm,
So
mhm,
now I'm not using Confluence. Imagine that this is a document which gives me more information about image based search, right? Here I'll say that image based search information documented in attachment. Something I'll write, correct? I'll I'll select a fixed version again, phase one or phase two. I give some priority. I give some labels. This is a standard process. And sprint anyway, assigning it to, okay, this is assign it to Satya or somebody I'm giving. Story points are 3 or something I'm giving. I click on create. Again, one more story got created, right? A story
right,
related to. Now, in this case, if I wanted to see, as I'm a developer or somebody, I wanted to see based on image based search. If I click that, there is no Confluence link I have given, right? There is an attachment. I click on this attachment, it will open up and I'll read that, okay, if I wanted to do a patch automation, somehow there is an artificial intelligence which will simplify the process. Something I've documented, I read it and
right,
do that.
right,
That simple it is, right? What is the confusion? So in this case, I click there and it will take me to Confluence. I read the information in the Confluence, I build it. If I'm not using Confluence, I click here, it will open up an attachment and I'll read it and develop it. Correct?
right. So, but then what's the use of Jira? So, just make me understand what's the
Jira we
difference
didn't
between
learn.
Jira and
Jira, wait,
Confluence.
Sai, wait. Jira we never learned anything, right? See, Jira we just started. See,
Right, right.
Jira, I mean, what I made you learn is only to create some stories randomly. That's it. We never learned anything. We have to learn a
Right.
lot about Jira, right? Don't get
Okay.
confused about what is the use. Obviously, you have so much of purpose with this tool. We just learned step one. Click on create button. You are creating something. Did I explain anything beyond that? No, right? So lot of purpose is there. I'll take you progressively. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. That is right.
Going forward, every day we are going to use Jira because a lot to do in the Jira. How to use it effectively, I'll make you understand. Okay. So as of now, uh, just understand that we are creating a relation between Confluence and the Jira. For your question, the answer is if you don't use Confluence, what to do? Fine, you document it in a Word, attach that information in the Jira. You have that information. Correct?
Okay.
Perfect. Up to this point, no questions, right? How to effectively use Jira is a lot. So you have to understand how to make the filters, dashboards, so much of things are there here.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So again, I'm
Mhm.
sorry, I have too many questions today.
No,
But
no, that's fine.
but
That
if
is
you can
fine.
just make me understand, I'm just trying to understand simple thing. What is the? I know we didn't learn about Jira Definitely, we're
Mhm.
going to learn about it. But what I'm trying to understand here is basically why are we using Confluence and why are we using Jira? So, what's the use of Confluence and what's the use of Jira? If you can, explain me that, I mean, then I can get everything in my mind clearly.
Confluence is documentation tool. Is that clear?
Okay. Yes,
Are we doing
absolutely.
anything in this? Nothing, right? We are keeping as much information, detailed information as possible. So it's a typically documentation tool, correct?
Okay. Like a
Now,
Word document.
like a Word document, simple. It is
Okay.
just an
Okay.
alternative to a Word document with
Okay.
some extra features.
Got it.
Now, Jira is a project tracking tool. Now, what do you mean by that is, as a customer, I come back and ask you that, Saif, can you tell me how much percentage of work is completed? Can you tell me now? In a
So we
project, you
go
have
and
10
plug in Jira.
requirement, 10, yeah, Confluence cannot give any information because it just saves some information and keeps silent. That's it, right? It cannot give the status. Jira can give the status. Where are we in the project? How much is completed? Everything I can make out from the Jira.
Got it. So,
How is something we yet to learn? How I will explain you, but
right.
that kind of information I can make out from the Jira.
Got it. Understood. So basically, whatever work needs to be done, you're basically, storing it in Confluence, and then you're mapping it to Jira so that somebody can log into Jira and pull that information from Confluence
Yes.
and then start working on it.
Confluence is for reference. If you wanted to see what is happening in the project, who is working on requirement one. So if you wanted to know who is working on story number one, how would I know? I come to Jira and I see that information, right?
Got it. Got it. Now I got it. Thank you.
Clear? Any questions?
Yes.
Sunita, any questions?
No questions.
Clear, right? Okay.
Yep.
Uh, so very similarly, the way I've created the doctor appointment under product backlog. Say for example, if you browse to product backlog in the right side, if you click on this, it will again create a new page. You have to create requirement document for this, like e-commerce portal, like search option is one of the way, correct? So I'll show you that maybe uh, under product backlog, if I say, and if I click, I'll give the primer for this search facility in easy cut. Easy card or easy card, something easy card is your requirement, right? So here you are going to mention about this. I'll say I'll pick up some template product. The first box I don't want it to make these boxes and all. So remaining thing I'll delete. I don't want anything here. I'll delete this also. Here I'll just mention some facility. Here I'm going to document that as part of this requirement. I have following user stories has to be handled, or else some requirement format you can document. What is that? Keyword based search. The second one is image based search, voice command based search, voice command based search, and then what else? Selection based search, something around that. So you have to write a detailed requirement for this and publish it. You have to tag these numbers anyway that you take as a homework. You can fill all this information. So a new requirement got created, right? Just like doctor appointment is one requirement, search facility is a requirement. And again, you're going to create a child page for it. What is the purpose of this child page? You have to document the user stories or a solution. I'll just create a common page solution or user stories for requirement search facility. Correct?
Right. And when
Uh,
you publish this, I mean, it automatically goes to Jira
how
when you
it will
document
go?
everything, when you document and
How
publish it.
how
So
it
we
will
have,
go to Jira? So we are doing it in Confluence. It will stay in Confluence. It cannot go into Jira, right? And that's the reason we are at establishing that relation, right? By tagging that.
okay. Got it.
Excuse me. So anyway, I'm just removing all this. So just like we have created the user stories and all, and we have to map, right? We have to document the user story and map it. I'm publishing, I'm not documenting anything. This also, you can take this as a homework. You got it?
Yeah.
So now product backlog. Product backlog is a, imagine in your mind a big basket or else a kind of bucket. What you have to complete as part of this project. If you expand this, it does contain some requirement. Anyway, doctor appointment is not related to the project called
EC.
easy card, but to make
Yeah.
you understand what is the format, I've included this information. But one of
Yeah.
the
Below.
requirement is like search facilities and easy card.
Search for book.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you have to write just like for doctor appointment,
Key
you have
based,
written
voice
a
based.
detailed. I have documented a detailed requirement. I have documented a detailed solution. I have documented the user stories. For this requirement also, for such facility also, I have to document a very detailed requirement, solution, user stories, and everything for it. And create the corresponding numbers in the JIRA. So for user stories, right, you already created the corresponding numbers, right? Like here,
Yeah.
image based search is number 11, keyword
Yeah.
based search is number 5, and then number 7 is also 7, 5, 7, and 11, right? So what you can do, you can click here and you can attach that, correct? Jira issue type slash, I'll say, I'll select Jira legacy and ec dash 5 I'm giving keyword based search. So similarly, you have to attach all the stories and write the stories and everything, correct?
Yes.
This is something that will be taken care by the product owner. And the product owner is obviously going to write this information. A BA is going to write this information in detail. Any questions?
No.
No. No.
Right? So you take this as a homework uh, and complete all this information. Give the release number, map the epic, map the stories. Everything is already created in the Jira, right? You have to
Yeah.
go here. If you wanted to see the epics, how you see that? Just ahead of the first thing, you have to browse to backlog. It will show you everything. Just ahead
Yeah.
of the backlog, you'll have these links, version, epic, and everything. So if you start selecting the switch, if you switch this on, it will show you this. If you switch on epic, it will show you this. Everything it will start showing up, right? So
Okay.
since I just wanted to page clean and open, I keep on closing this off. So that switch gets goes off. If you switch
Perfect.
on it again, it will show up this again. So it doesn't go anywhere. You just need to switch on. That's it. Okay. So now if you wanted to see what is the number, you have to use this expander. Uh, that arrow symbol is called expander. If you expand, see the number given for this epic is EC1. Number given for this token issue system is number EC8. For stories, these are the numbers 7, 4, 10, 9, 3, 11,
Yeah.
5
Yeah.
are the numbers, right? So what I'm doing is I'm coming here, I'm attaching these numbers. How? I'm typing slash and typing Jira legacy. It is opening up one box. I'm searching with the key number called EC7 or 11 or whatever is the case, and I am inserting. I'm creating a cross reference of this. Correct. So for this story, since I have a Jira page, I go here and imagine if I wanted to create a cross reference here, I select image based search. In the description box, I can give this page link in the description box, maybe at the top. This is the description box, right? I give the Jira page link. I'll save it. Got it? This is how you have to document everything in this case. Clear?
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect. So we know what all things we have to complete, like in this project. We have search facility, or else subsequently I'll create one more epic called shopping cart. Shopping cart if it is one of the epic. Cart has so many things to do, right? You can add items to the
Yeah.
shopping cart. You can delete items to the shopping cart. You can sort items in a shopping cart. You can do a lot of things in the shopping cart. So what is an epic? Can you explain this as an example and tell me for an epic called shopping cart, what all user stories you may write? Did you understood the question?
Yeah, I understood the question, but I'm just thinking. Huh. Um,
Okay. So to simplify this, I'll go to Amazon. Uh, what is the feature I wanted to build is a shopping cart related one, correct?
yeah.
Shopping cart. Now, if I add something like, say for example, if I wanted to add this bag, I'll add it to cart. So what all things I'll, you know, mention for this? So some motor bags, rubbing compound is there. I'll say this. So these are all things getting added, right? So if the epic is shopping cart, what all the stories? There should be a facility to add items to the shopping cart. There should be
Yeah.
facilities to delete items from the shopping cart, correct?
Go back and
Mhm.
check
There
out.
should, yeah, checkout is a different thing. Checkout is a different epic. Shopping cart related to shopping cart. So there is a right splitter showing up, correct?
Mhm.
Okay, this is showing up some right splitter. So in that right window, it is showing me what all items I am adding it to the shopping cart, correct?
Right.
So, but if I click on the shopping cart again, it is showing me what is the offer. I can increase or decrease the quantity. This is
One.
one of the story, correct?
Story.
Increase and
Yeah.
decreasing of a quality is one of the story. Delete is one of the story. Save for later
Yeah.
is one of the story. See more like this is one of the story. These are independent things which I have to see. If I don't have an option called see more like this, obviously nothing is stopping me, right? I can still
Yeah.
and do a checkout kind of this. That is an independent standalone user story. Got it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Delete is something like this. Now, what else I can add? So I feel something is missing here. What else you believe I can add as a user story? So if I wanted to some as or what is it?
Add
Something I'll add.
quantity.
Like, add quantity is already there, right? I can increase the quantity. Something is there. Some bags is there. I am going to add. I'm randomly going to add a lot here. Some machine is there. Okay, refillable gas. Something is there. I'm going to add here. So now you have a lot of items. So what all stories you have? Increase or decreasing in this the quantity is one of the story. Gift
Delivery.
wrapping is one of the story. Gift wrapping is one of the story. Delivery is under checkout. Is a different epic
Oh,
altogether, correct?
okay.
Just within shopping cart. So this
Okay.
one is one of the story. Gift wrap is a facility which I can build, correct?
Okay.
Increasing,
Add
decreasing
coupon.
is yeah, coupon is one of the story. Coupons are applicable within the cart, right?
Yeah.
So that is one of the story. Delete is one of the story. Save. Right now I can see that there is no way I can sort this. If I wanted to sort based on the price, based on some criteria, like I wanted to group based on household utilities and electronic items. There is no sort facility, correct?
Yeah.
Are you
So you
following
can.
me? So yeah, even I feel Amazon is missing that. It is not giving me a facility to sort items in the shopping cart. I wanted to sort it based on some price.
Right.
So I can't do that. So that is one of the story you are going to add. You're going to ask your developer to build that feature. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where you document all these things, you are going to document about each of these things in the Confluence. But
Confluence.
that
Yeah.
yeah, that numbering and all, you are going to keep it in the Jira. So you are going to keep everything, whatever.
Mapping.
First thing is, yeah, that mapping and everything, you try to do it in the Jira. In the Jira, you are going to type create a new story, new epic. What is epic? Shopping cart is epic, correct? I'll select
Shopping
epic
cart. Yeah.
is an epic. So I'll say that shopping cart is an epic. Within
Yeah.
this, you are going to mention everything. Fixed version is probably in phase 2 you do it. Priority is
Okay.
lower, lowest, or
Yeah.
labels is like cart. Maybe I call it as somebody call it as a basket or something around that. You keep giving the tags.
Okay.
Assign it to somebody. Assign it to Sunita. Sprint I don't decide. Story points are not applicable for it. Just a epic is created, right?
Yeah.
So you are going to create stories under this and map these stories to this
Map
epic.
this to JIRA. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
map the stories to this epic.
Yeah.
So when
Yeah.
you create, when you create a
Yeah.
story, right? Something like I'll create one story. Uh, add items. Something like facility to add items to the cart. Okay, that is one of the story, right?
Okay.
Some point of time you're asking that what is the relevance of this linked issues, correct?
Yeah.
So I'll tell you the relevance now. Say for example, one of the story you are creating is add items to the shopping cart. The parent of this is which one?
Uh,
What is the parent to this?
Search facility.
Search facility. Add items is a parent of
Oh,
shopping cart.
shopping cart. Yeah.
It relates to shopping cart. You map it to a
Yeah.
parent. This facility
Okay.
add items is the story belonging to shopping cart.
To shopping cart. Yeah. Yeah.
Correct. Right. Now, somewhere you're randomly selecting which phase you wanted to do. Some priority are giving medium, high, highest, or whatever labels you give, and you assign it to again some user. Uh, Story point. Since it is a story, give some complexity for this and click on save. It creates a story just like that. Correct. I'm
Yeah.
creating one more item, something like a facility to. There should be a way to delete items from the cart, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Delete items from the cart. Somebody has to build it. Now,
Yes.
what is the parent for this?
Same.
Shopping
Shopping
cart
cart.
again. Shopping cart.
Yeah.
Now there is a fixed version. Probably I do it in phase two. Priority is medium. Uh,
How we are choosing
this
that phase one and phase two?
it is selecting, right? It is just
Yeah.
that you decide, right? That is a commitment to the customer. If you committed to the customer that okay, I'll give it in phase one, I give it. If I commit to customer that I'll give in the next phase, I'll select it. That is discussed in a meeting, correct?
Oh, phase one. No, the difference between phase one and phase two. Like, can you explain, please?
What is a phase?
Sorry, I forgot. Yeah.
Okay, phases is like
Sorry. Yeah.
anyway, I'll explain you what is a phase, but you are mapping
Okay.
it to phase one or phase two. And if required, in this case, right, you are going to link this issue. This issue is relating to some other issue. What is that some other issue? Add items to the cart, correct?
Okay.
Search based on command issue. Mm, What is that? Add items to the cart. Wait a second. Discard issue. I've created this add items to shopping cart, right? Where it went image based search, story, token issue, search facility.
It's right here, right? EC13.
Sorry. EC13
Yeah.
is there. Perfect.
Yeah.
Mhm. Sorry, I overlooked it. Facility to delete items from cart. That's a facility. Now the parent is shopping cart only.
Shopping cart. Yeah.
But version phases, I'm giving some phases, giving some
Okay.
priority. This issue is related to number 13, right? Why EC13 is not showing up? Mm,
Not published or created.
mm,
It is there, right?
EC13 is there.
Yeah.
One second. Let me give phase one. I don't think so. It is related to this. It is showing only EC11. What is EC11? Image based search. EC3 is
Maybe the
there
parent
is
we're
no.
First
choosing is different.
responders.
Sorry.
Maybe the parent we're choosing is different. Is that the reason?
No, no, no. So it is not the parent. If we can see that, mm, the parent I have given is the same. Shopping cart is a parent, right? That's the same parent
Yeah.
which I have given. See, I'll tell you the purpose of this. Typically, how we use this, I'll anyway clarify and rectify this issue why it is not, coming up. Um, block is blocked by. It is showing up everything the same. It could be relate or anything. I'll try to figure out why it is not showing up. But see, if I don't build a facility to add items in the shopping cart, I'm asking my team that you first go and develop a feature called delete items from the shopping cart. Will I be able to test that feature at all?
No.
Never, right? See, there is
Yeah.
no way a developer can add, then I cannot even test the facility called delete. See, if the
Yeah.
items are
Yeah.
there in the, see, my developer has built a feature to add items to the cart. So, which means if I'm
Yeah. So
selecting
you
some
can do.
item,
Yeah.
yeah, it is giving me this button, add items, and that's the reason if I'm working or else if I'm building a feature called delete, it will work. Imagine my developer never built a facility to add. I'm developing a facility to delete. It is impossible to test because no way first I can add, then I can't even test the delete. Now there is a relation, dependency, correct? I can pick up this story of delete only once the story of add is
One
completed.
ad is completed. Yeah.
Correct, correct. Very
Yeah.
similarly, like this, when the save this later is something I can build only when the ad is built.
Yeah.
See, I can't even add anything, but what is the purpose of having a feature called save for later? Nothing, right? I can't test it and I can't see it any times in that. So whenever we are creating these stories, I can go and give a link. And this link is I'm going to create a dependency that okay, this story number 14 can be taken only after story number 13 is completed, kind of thing. I can create that relation. Got it?
Yeah.
So I can assign some users here. I can give some story points again to indicate the complexity here, and I can save it. Now again it creates this number. Are you following me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything is clear, right? Now why
Yeah.
you need to create a dependency and all to answer your question, Sunita. Sometime back we created the releases to indicate when we are going to
Oh, got it. Got
deliver.
it. Yeah. Yeah. Phase one, phase two, the dates. Okay. Okay.
So since the
Sure. Yeah.
project is
Okay.
longer, yeah, since the project is longer, you don't want it to confuse taking up everything and discussing everything. You say that, okay, I understand
Yes.
there are 100 requirements. Let's put it in two parts. We'll discuss
Phase
about
one, phase
only
two. Yeah.
those things which I wanted to do it in phase one. It simplifies the
Phase one.
discussion, correct?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
If I keep it simple, it simplifies the discussion. I say that, okay, I wanted to do these things in phase one, and then that is what I'm doing. Phase two, whatever I do, I categorize that. This requirement, I do it in phase one. Practically, right?
Oh, yeah.
Since my focus is phase one, I always try to do everything whatever is important for phase one. But randomly, I'm giving phase one and phase two because if I create any filter, any report, it gives report related to phase one, phase two, everything.
Yes. Yes.
Got it right?
Yeah. I got it. I got it. Thank
Yes,
you.
that's the advantages. So step one, again, just taking back. Step one, we first create a project. Next, we break down the project into multiple phases if the project is complex.
Multiple
Step
phases.
three, yeah. Step three, we create epics because epic is a big requirement. Step four, we
Yes.
create the user stories.
User stories.
Yeah, we already did that previously, but since it is bit
Yes.
some
Yes.
time, I just wanted to repeat that process. And now we are documenting the detailed information in the Confluence, and
And
we
we
are
are mapping.
creating a mapping between the
Yes.
relation between Confluence and the Jira.
Confluence and
Okay,
JIRA. Yeah.
Jira. Going forward, We are not going to touch Confluence anyway. For you, you go and document whatever information you wanted. Every day we have to spend time in the Jira because it has lots and lots of facilities. It is a
Yeah,
fantastic
yeah.
tool. You can track the progress of the project using this Jira only. So
Yes.
Confluence is
Yes.
just a record keeping system. That's it. It does have some content, nothing else. Okay,
Yes. Yes.
right. So we have to do one more step. We have to create a subtask for it. What is a subtask? Subtask is like to complete this activity, I have to do something on ground, correct? We, in fact, last time we created even a subtask also, correct? So now, if I wanted to add items to the shopping cart, what all things I have to do? Let me search EC13 in the search box. This is what it right. I remember somebody created a subtask. I asked you click here this button, middle button subtask, and it create you created right. Okay,
Yeah. So
you remember?
what is the subtask, Harish?
Okay, subtask is
Did we
if
created subtasks?
yes,
I don't
yes,
remember.
yes, you created the subtask. I'll show you that.
I think we did,
Okay,
but
if you go back log. I guess very beginning we have created some image based search, right? Or something we
Yeah,
created.
image-based search, voice-based search, and key-based
Mm,
search. We remember that, but
I think you did
subtask,
talk
I
about
don't.
subtask, but I don't remember. I
yeah,
don't know
this
if
Yeah,
you
is
created.
you did spoke, but I don't think we created.
EC, EC5. If I open, you can see the subtask. EC6 I've created, right? Design user
Oh,
interface for search box. Okay. Anyway, I mean, a bit some time. Might have
yeah.
forgot. No, no worries. So I'll explain you what is the process of creating a subtask and what is the need of a subtask. Again,
Okay.
taking back. I'll take one example, a last example. Now you tell me what is a project. Constructing house is a project,
Project.
correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, what is the phases in a project? What are the phases in a project?
Uh, Building
Like
the
maybe
structure first,
making foundation, yeah,
foundation.
is one phase. Like phase one is making foundation. Phase two is maybe making interior.
Or
A lot is
roofs.
there, but this is,
Yeah.
I'll put it as phase one. This is phase two. So you are breaking down the project into two phases, right?
Hmm.
Clear? And
Yes.
what is the third thing? If I'm picking phase two, here I'm saying that we have to create epic. What is an epic? Epic one.
Uh, yeah.
Epic one is like uh,
Design.
interior design for kitchen,
Yeah.
right? Next, epic two, interior
Struct
design
structural
for
utilities.
living.
Living room.
Ah, uh,
Yeah.
that is, those epics are applicable for structural changes are applicable for phase one, correct? Making foundation.
Okay.
You can take any example. Imagine phase one is already completed. I'm discussing about phase two. Okay.
Okay.
In
Okay.
phase two, interior is, if you believe that we have to complete the interior as part of phase two, you have to create epics. What are the epics? Interior design for kitchen and living room. Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Correct. Now ignore about epic 2 here. And what are the stories we have to create? Story 1 in kitchen, what all things you need?
Mhm.
Utility space, utility rack, something,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Story 2, what do you want? Some oven or something. Oven and what do you say?
Fridge.
Uh, Not fridge or something
Microwave
that
or
you
dishwasher,
micro something.
Microwave.
Okay, not ready-made items. I wanted to pick up something like this, like
kitchen cabinets.
cabinets. I wanted to build, correct, some cabinets. So you need all these things. Now, what is a subtask? What is a task or a subtask? Let's call it as a subtask. What is a subtask?
In
To
utility rack.
build no, utility rack is a story, correct? To build
Okay.
a utility rack, what do you wanted to
Subtask.
make?
You need things.
You need things. Some
Yeah.
first bring the wood, correct?
Wood. Yeah.
Subtask to cut the wood.
Cut the wood.
Uh,
Okay.
Subtask 3, like fix the wood, maybe with something. Subtask 4, arrange the rack, something. So these are things required to complete utility rack, correct? Somebody has to work on ground to complete this utility rack, isn't it?
Mhm.
There are some laborers who is going to work on this activity, this activity, this activity, this activity, and they complete the utility rack, correct? When they
Mhm.
complete utility rack, what happens? One story is completed. Similarly, I pick up another story like cabinet. For cabinet also, some activities I have to do something like this, correct?
Right.
Are you getting it?
Yes.
Yes.
So we created project, we created phases in the project, we created epics, we created stories. What we have to do? We have to create subtask also, right?
Right.
Yes.
To be frank, where the work is getting completed, work is getting executed at this level.
Okay.
Because I'm completing this work, stories are completed. Because I'm
Stories.
completing
Yeah.
stories, epics are
Epic
completed.
one is. Yeah.
Because I'm completing epic 1, 2, 3, 4, phase 1
Phase
or
one.
phase 2, phase 3 is completed. Because I've completed phase 1, 2, 3, 4, project is
Project.
completed.
Yeah.
Practically, at which level work is happening? Subtask
Subtask.
level. Correct,
Yeah.
right? So pick up a story first. One of the story what I'll pick up is probably like just now I've taken this voice based command, right? Let me take
Yeah.
this. I'll create a subtask here. What is the subtask I'm creating? Somebody has to uh, design the voice command
Voice
im-
command.
voice command image. You have to design that
We
icon also,
can't give
isn't it?
image, right? Can we give that?
Yeah, everything. So if I download it or else I do something, but I can design. Somebody has to design, right?
Okay. Okay.
So remember, whenever you are using something, right, you have to ensure that it is not patented. It is not simple like I simply download an image of voice command, that camera, or else a kind of this one, and I simply go ahead and use it. I have to purchase a image license also.
Okay.
So just to precise again, this one I've just explained, right? Whatever components I have used here, it is designed by me. It is not like that I simply went ahead and downloaded something. So this image is designed by me. It is not like that, okay, I found nice image and I can download. Somebody will file a complaint that I have designed and Sunita is using it. The template of this web portal, I either have to design on my own, I have to purchase by making some payment.
Purchase.
I
Yeah.
did, I purchased making some payment, and I got these icons, everything, even this icon, this image, everything is purchased. I Either you have to design on your own. I cannot simply go into Google and start. You see, for PPTs and for something I can use it. Nobody is going to verify. This is a public portal. If somebody see that, okay, this image is designed by me and Rajesh is simply downloading and using as an icon for their business, they can file a complaint on me, right? So somebody has to design it practically. So whether they're
Yeah.
purchasing it, whether they're designing it, whether they're downloading is not my job. Let them handle it. But I have to mention that, right? Who is going to do that? Sunita is going to do that. So now what is a priority? Some high priority or medium priority. Something I'm going to give, correct?
Yeah.
And I have to give the labels again, just like any other fields, right? Here also I give one extra thing. What I'll do is fixed version. I'll give how long it will take. It will take some 5 hours. I give that
Okay.
effort here. See, here you're not going to use the user stories. You have to give effort, how long it will take to
Effort.
complete. So you're not going to give this information at a story level or else an epic level, right?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
effort is given. The effort is given at a task level, at a subtask level, in fact. So you can
Yes.
see one subtask got created. So somebody has to test this feature, right? If I build
Yeah.
it, test the feature voice command. That is a subtask. Somebody has to at ground level, somebody has to do that, correct? Now, who
Yes.
is going to test it?
Tester.
Probably Saif is going to test it. So all other information, if you wanted to give any label, something like a test, or else if you wanted to give the priority, you can give how long it will take to test it, say 2 hours or 20
2 hours.
hours, anything. You simply give that 20 hours. It is converting into days. Why it is like if you delete this, right? There is a format. If you are
Yeah.
giving the effort in weeks, you can give small w. If you are giving effort in days, give small d. If it is hours, give small h. If it is minutes, give small m. So you always keep a practice, give always effort in hours. So click on this.
Okay.
What it does, right, it automatically converts into days and hours. So why 20 hours is converted into 2 days and 4 hours? Because in a day, typically it is assumed that you work for 8 hours. So if I'm giving
Yes.
20 hours, 20 divided by 8 is 2 days, 4 hours.
Oh yeah, you said last time. Yeah.
Yes, 2 days, 4 hours. It is automatically converting and putting that information here. So
Okay.
you always
Got it.
give that effort in hours, it will convert and store that. Fixed version,
Yes.
when you wanted to do, you give it. So if you go back here, this is a navigation path. If you go back here, immediately it will show you the subtask related information, whatever you have created. Got it?
Okay. Yeah.
That is the last step you do it. So
Yes.
like you create a project, phase, epic, story, and subtask. You are going to track the completion of the work at a task level. You create as many stories as you can in the Jira tool. You have to spend time in the Jira, no shortcut. You do
Yeah.
mistake, you do
We'll
right,
do that.
nothing, no worries, nothing going to happen, right? Because since it is an imaginary project, yeah, that's fine. You can go and delete, add. You try to map these two Confluence, create Confluence pages, map it in the Jira, play. You have to, you have to take away, take away that fear from your mind that Jira looks
Yeah.
confusing. If you spend 2 3 days, you will be comfortable. Okay, click
Sure.
everything.
Sure.
Yes, click everything,
Yeah.
figure out what is this and all. Obviously, we are going to spend a lot of time, but still, you have to, practice a lot.
Sure. Sure. We'll do that.
Perfect. Any question before we pause? So we are going to
No,
meet again
it's
on
clear.
Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Monday,
I,
right?
I
So,
won't be available on Monday.